Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Sunday night. Hoping you had yourself a wonderful weekend. As for us, well, we're gonna try and beat one more game before the month of April ends. It's actually been quite a busy month for games, and I just want to try and... This one's a little high risk for me. Primarily because it's a roguelike game. And roguelike games, or light-like, whatever you'd like to call them, are very volatile and can be very difficult to beat, and it will really come down to a level of skill. However, unlike a lot of other rogue games, you know, Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon and such, all of them are more focused around like a top-down perspective. This one, however, well, is actually more of a dungeon crawler's 2D platforming beat-em-up game. I've actually streamed this back in, I want to say 2015, actually. This game originally was released in 2014. And I think so far it's the only actual game this company's ever made. Most likely it's probably packed up their bags and closed their doors and stuff. But that is such the way of the video game the indie video game industry. It's actually called Ascendant. I actually originally wanted to actually do a lot of streaming with a focus on rogue games or dungeon crawler games. This was one of them I actually picked up. How you doing, Walnut? How are you doing tonight? Yeah, it's by Happa Games here. It was honestly a very strange one. I don't think it exactly made a lot of sales, but it's certainly a very unique, very unique game. I'm actually not going to delete our save data, because we actually have a few things we've actually unlocked over the time playing through this game. I'll actually, if anything, I'll run through the tutorial. I'm doing well today. I've been better. I've been better. I need to just do a little bit more focus. It's just kind of been a day. I kind of spent it kind of de-stressing, playing Disgaea, actually. Like, it's been sitting in my backlog of now playing for ages. I'm like, I should probably beat that. Oh, I'm slowly working on it. But it's very easy just to kind of forget where we are. I don't remember anything. So this is Ascendant here. As you can see, it's a very I'm trying to actually think of the best way. I don't want to say simplistic, because you can definitely see there's a lot of detail in it. But you can notice it's actually, this is a tutorial here. This is a very straightforward 2D platformer. So you have your dash, left and right, and it's even an air dash as well. I'm trying to think, yeah, you can only do it once in the air. So you can jump and dash. Disgaea 1, the original. I never beat a single Disgaea game. Although I am salty at the current generation of Nipponichi America, NISA or America. Simply for the reason that Ys 8 is now officially out on PC, which is surprising, but it's apparently a mess for people who have high rigs, really high, rig systems. So you're talking like, if you have a really good rig, most likely people who would probably play a game like Ys, it's not working. It's not a... I don't know, and the worst part is, like, I haven't even heard if they actually did anything with the, if they fixed the localization and the voice acting and such. So, I'm torn with the current people who are working at NIS America. But back to this game, Ascendant here. So, there's your normal attacks. You can just attack left, right, and center. So I can actually break the pot just with a normal attack. But what they actually have, you have launch attacks. So I can actually launch it up in the air. Wait for that to come down. This is actually a really well made... Overall, it's a really well made tutorial. So I can actually just press Y and launch the pot at him. Okay, you just, like I said, very straightforward attack, but enemies can actually get staggered if you actually hit them enough, and you can also launch them. Bash them against the wall. And you can launch them up in pretty much any direction. And this just teaches you can hit them into other enemies. Like, I actually like this type of tutorial, like, if you literally dedicate a tutorial section, because it just has you practice, so you know what's going on. And it focuses on very specific lessons. This is the one lesson I wish they explained better, which is the blink attack, because it's like, just at random, you get to do blink attacks. I don't know what to do on that. Like I said, I knew I'd like this Gaia one, though. So we can actually dash through projectiles as well, which will be very useful. I actually remember I had a hard time controlling this game back when I used a Logitech dual action controller. Because for some reason, like, this was like the start where I basically should have upgraded my controller, but just was too stubborn because it works. Why should I replace my controller? But everything was just more focused on being a you know, using like Xbox 360 controllers instead of the old PlayStation 2 controller. So we can actually use our spell stance. We can actually hold down right trigger here. You can customize all of the controls here, which is really nice. This is the one little weird part, is the spells. So you actually can just hold your spell button, and you can launch your spells in a direction. But as you notice, though, it kind of makes you helpless. This is more focused on just teaching you how to use it. And of course, there's also parrying. You have to do it basically at the last second. And you can projectiles, melee. It'll definitely take a lot of timing to get through that. The spirits have come for your aid. How amusing. So you can also get all these little spirits here as you play through it. Breath of the Gods are basically one-time use items here, so you can actually use the breath here. That's what that does. And there's also blessings as well if you actually kill a boss. So you actually have 6 spaces here. So you have 2 for your weapon, 2 for your body, and 1 for your magic. So basically it's three areas, but you can just equip up to 5 spots there. So you actually cause explosions when hit, spells explode on impact. These are all actually... Basically every new blessing you get, you actually don't know what it does until you equip it. So let's actually just equip our weapon here, and let's be moving. There we go. And like any good rogue game, kind of like, I guess, Legend of Zelda, you have health. You've also got mana. There's your breath, which is your one-time use item. Just showing you the user interface. I remember Total Biscuit actually reviewed this game, and it was actually it sounded interesting. But I remember just simply because I was using, like, I had to actually use the mod for the old 360. So I can bring up a map in the upper right-hand corner here, so I can use the room map, shows me the room and what doors I can enter and leave in. I can look at the entire floor. Or I could just have no map at all. I can also hold it. This will actually show me current rooms, unvisited, where's the boss room, shops, treasures, events, hearts, keys, influence, stats. So it just shows me where everything is, basically. And as you know, it's early spring, you travel by the seasons as you battle other demigods. So I can also press start here, we can pause the game, go to our character sheet. It says what our character's name, so it's Memnon. This game uses a lot of references towards the gods. So you can actually change your weapon, change your spell. So I use your soul shard, so this is down in the lower left. Shows you what breath that you have, so that's what's in your bottle. But there's also the spirits here we got earlier, so it actually shows us the spirits of haggling, reduces shop prices. Spirit of the Sailor, these are just some of the things you can actually discover. Bonus damage against bosses. And Spirit of Luck, you feel lucky. I have no idea what that does. But it tells me how much damage I do in normal attacks. how much melee damage I do with staggering, how fast I attack, max mana, spell cost, all that stuff. And that's all the game can teach us. Like I said, it's very straightforward, but it's brutally difficult, because doing like a free-for-all, doing like a beat-em-up game, especially for a roguelike game, is really difficult. It's extremely difficult, honestly. So I don't even think there's obviously, because this game was developed back in 2014, there's no more support here. Oh, okay. I actually should say one more thing here. So the numbers there, with the characters, this is actually also 2-player. I completely forgot about that. You can play this with another person. So you actually can unlock other characters as you play through it. So Memnon is basically who you start with. He's healthy, so he has a lot of health, and possesses no real disadvantage. Pretty much your starting character. Our Theseus heals after slaying bosses, knocked back further if he actually gets hit. And you can see, actually, so the numbers up there, the ones on the far left there, that basically says how many things you can put in your weapon, how many you can put in your body, and how many you can put into your spells. So Theseus here is more focused on casting spells than he is actually in combat here. So I'll just pick Memnon here as I start. So we have baby mode, normal mode, and apparently we have not unlocked rage mode. But we're gonna go for normal mode. I honestly don't have much time logged into this. I think I have like 3 hours logged in on this game here, so hoping I could beat it. So I really don't know what to really expect here. Like I said, it's very much a tranquil game. Parrying is very powerful, I should also let you know. Just gonna launch that up because I don't want to ruin. Okay. Alright, fine, we'll just knock it over there then. So every time you clear a room of all enemies, you actually get more stuff. So you can get more mana, more health. And as you can see here, I can hold down the map here. So I went up, and that's the actually interesting thing about this game. It's like you actually, to go up a level, you actually go further into the background. There's also locked doors as well, so there's actually a shop in that room there. And even shows if there's an enemy still alive on the map as well. You are one resilient enemy. Huh? Hello? Oh, that's okay, so that's health there. That's not max, that's not addition to max health. So there's a treasure room here. Hello. What's this? Give me that treasure. Hopefully it's something good. Razor of the Blessed. So 5% chance for increased blessing on hits. So you're always going to actually be able to equip new weapons, and it gives you a quick comparison as well. So yeah, I'm definitely going to equip that weapon there. It's a lot faster, it's a lot stronger. No reason I should not take it. It's just a straight up upgrade. I'm guessing you guys have played Disgaea games before as well. Like, I have Disgaea 2 now. I'm really glad, honestly, they did port things to the PC. But I'm just sad, like, Ys is a really popular franchise, and normally they don't, hang on a second. Although I find this funny. You can see, definitely, they use ragdoll physics. More health. There's the boss room. Definitely not going to the boss room. Ah, damn it. Well, finally got hit. That was about time. And there's health. Oh, I don't have any... I'm surprised, actually. I don't have any keys. Yeah, that's all I'm getting, actually. You're on the 5th one for the PS4. I thought the the 5th one only went out for the Nintendo Switch. Unless I was wrong. I mean, I'm honestly all for a lot more of those games to be released on other consoles and stuff. Like, I'm surprised we didn't get La Pucelle Tactics or, oh no, we did get Phantom Brave. I actually do own Phantom Brave. I think the downside for a lot of those games... Oh yeah, I forgot the game has a lot of bosses. Your mana does recharge over time, just to let you know. Okay. That's disgusting. Yeah, no, that's definitely... Definitely you want to try and reflect things to help you out. Ah, damn it. Ah. Oh! Well, you can see how quickly you die if you don't pay attention. Just to let you know, that was just the first boss of the entire game. And we died to him. Sounds about right. Thankfully, you can just restart as quickly as you end. On the PS4 as well, got ported to... Oh, so it was ported to the Switch, okay. That was actually a good sword we had, too. So, if you die, just like any other roguelike game... If you die, just like in any other roguelike game... Well, too bad. Start over. Nothing. Okay, so... Damn it! Get out of here. How are you still alive? There we go, full heart of health. Kinda wish that actually wasn't a reward for the chests. Really? Is he? He's still alive. Hi. Goodbye. If you ever played Rogue Legacy, like, some of the things will be... A lot of the extra stuff will remind you very quickly. Get out of here. An influence. What'd you give me here? Game? Oh, it's locked. Yeah, so some treasures can actually be locked as well, unfortunately. One major downside. Ah, come on. I'm just doing terrible here. There we go, there's that key. So I can either... What is it? So I can either go to the shop. That's probably a bad idea, actually, to go to the shop. I'm gonna go back to that treasure room. Gonna unlock this. Which gives me influence. Which, unfortunately, I can't use because of the shop. Alright, so let's go. I just want to pick up that half heart. You are fragile in this game, I will tell you that right now. You are very fragile in this game. Because there's no, at least to my knowledge, there's no real defense items or anything like that. You are literally just fighting bosses, so it's just really you and your wits. And the Maw's back. Do have more spell damage, though. Does not take much, though, for you to get your mana back. I'm not good at the... Like, parrying is always going to be a difficult thing to do. Damn it. I think that's honestly... If you could parry that attack, it might be easier. Like, it's nice to get the little ones with the fast ones, though. Come on. I honestly think, like, a boss relying on parrying right away was not the smartest decision. Especially if you whiff it. And the Blessing of Agni. So that was actually the first blessing we got here. So I'm actually gonna take the damage one. Gonna take the melee damage one. There you go. That's the first boss of the game. Yeah, so it's always divided between early spring, like early season, late season. Oh no. I saw that barrel of gunpowder. Key. Alright, let's go to the left here, since that seems to be like our only... Still one more guy up there. Go, and 10 influence. I'm gonna hold on to the key till the end. This is like a very tranquil game. Until that happens. Oh no. Please give me health. Another key. Really, another key? What's this? That is a event room. So event rooms are actually interesting in this game. You might not live long. Replace your powers. So there's a so basically this is a trial. So with a double air dash. So now we can actually air dash twice. So event rooms are basically obstacle courses, which are very which are honestly kind of brutal. They're very brutal, honestly. They're brutal because of that. Like, if you ever played Rogue Legacy, imagine playing a rougher version of Rogue Legacy, and this is what this game kind of is. It's very easy just to be destroyed by like an event room, because personally I'd say to avoid event rooms in this game, just because of how crushingly difficult the event rooms actually are. Oh, also the enemies can get stuck to the spikes. Really? Okay. Like, I think it's a unique thing they did with the whole, Not a fan of that. I really wish they didn't give, like, I know this is a rogue game, so it's like, it'd be foolish for me to say, it's like, I wish they didn't give health in chests. But I can't, like, part of me honestly doesn't. Use Earthquake. So we can actually just, let's take a look at our character sheet. Shakes the earth, staggering all enemies for 8 seconds. Interesting weapon. Basically, I'm barraged by enemies on the ground. That'd be nice to use. I think part of the reason why this game didn't sell well is, I'll be honest, it did not. I think it doesn't have like a good flow. It really just says like, okay, enemies attack. Like, shoot. Really?
Word
Poor
about
guy.
community's acclaim spreads.
Green Power Star, thank you very much for the host. How are you doing tonight? Got me playing a little bit of a strange game here. This here is Ascendant, an old roguelike game from 2014. It's actually a beat 'em up. Like a 2D platforming beat 'em up. Roguelike game. Oh, I didn't know you could stagger the worms. That's a lesson for me. Let's see, so the shop... Why did I leave I did leave a chest. No, I don't need the shop. I only have 2 influence. Who would go to... Whoops, that's the wrong way. Oh no, okay, so the... Alright, that's where I got Loki. Never mind. I guess there is no reason to go to the shop because I have no currency. But how are you doing tonight? How are you guys doing? How's Green Power Star stream? Hey, we got Grunty. The king of the grunts. I gotta admit, that's actually always funny. I will say Grunty is a pushover. Like, the Maw, oddly enough, is probably one of the most difficult ones. So, we got the Blessing of Loki here. Actually, curious. Attacks can cause a localized earthquake, bestows increased dash length, or I'm gonna use spells. Spells last longer and bounce off surfaces. Interesting. There we go. Like I said, originally when I started streaming, I was thinking, you know, let's center around rogue games, but then I realized, well, not more like dungeon crawler games. Then I realized there's there's barely any, at least at the time, there's not any, nobody's streaming, nobody's developing dungeon crawler games. Nobody's ever really developed them. Am I? Oh, there's influence. What's that? That is an event room. You know, we actually have full health this time. Why not? Crippling poison slows your movement. Lovely. Oh, and they were kidding about that. Come on. Ah, damn it, too early. That is a lot different. I mean, I'm just gonna beat you up the old-fashioned way. I'm not good at the parrying in this game. Dragoon's Heavy Axe, 113 damage, a little bit slower to swing, increased jump height, and 4% in critical deal critical damage. Nice. As strange as this game is, it's a very... Oops, I should have actually picked up the heart. Oh, really? Shields? I'm surprised. Why didn't they explain that in this game? That's a little surprising. Alright, enemies will also instantly die in pits. Open that chest up, get myself some health. Let's just keep going. Ah, damn it. I gotta be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the parrying in this game. Like, this was definitely a game that could have spent a little more time in the oven. Just for the combat. Like, the combat itself is very straightforward, and that's, you know, nice, but it's also... It gets kind of convoluted when you throw different types of enemies, and there's not as many tools. Scavenger's Heavy Axe does one more point of damage, a little bit slower. Increased chance for pots to drop loot. I'm actually gonna take that. That actually is kind of nice. Because there's a lot of pots you break, and I'd rather have them drop loot than not drop anything at all. So... One nice thing, if you can actually get a parry off. Kinda wish the parry window was a little bit bigger. That was it. Like, you'll always get a chest if you manage to get a kill. Nice, more health. How much influence do I have? I have 6 influence. I'm clearly rolling in dough. There's no reason for me to use that shop. That's the other problem. That's probably the other issue this game had, is that you can have runs that go really well, or you can have runs that just starve you. So it doesn't feel like you... It doesn't feel fair if you end up screwing up or end up losing. The burr. Also, not a fan of that. Like, look how fast that goes. I'm not a fan of that. That is always the worst one. No! Thankfully, they made... Like, I don't know why, but the first enemies are the worst. I really wish they were actually easier. Another blessing of Loki, really? Like, we're already down to 1 heart. I think that was the other issue, is basically you had no way of really... No consistent way to increase your durability. It's either you either get good at the combat, which is, you know, fine to a point, but when you have bosses like that, kinda smart. right, some enemies don't... Later enemies don't actually get staggered anymore. There we go. Influence, health. There we go. No! Ah, I really wish the parry was also an instant. Like, the parry not being an instant was a major was a major detriment to this game. Because if you flop a parry, you're stuck going in the animation and you can't do anything. Like, if the entire, like, the worst part is, like, it's only a one frame, like, a couple frames of being able to actually dodge. I don't know why I'm going in this event room. Ground beneath you rumbles. Okay. Oh no! Ground beneath me rumbles, alright. Like I said, that's how polarizing this game was, and I could easily see why this game did not do great. But we unlocked the Blessing of Balor, and apparently also we unlocked the Spirit of the Burr, defeated both versions of the Burr. I didn't even know there were two versions of it. I just wish Spring wasn't so staggeringly difficult. Or at the very least, this game certainly should have had a defense mechanic. Kind of like the way honestly, like, one of the complaints I had with, Fortnite. Like, you had the shields, which was fine. But when you're stuck without any way to really defend yourself, or... Oops. Just noticed there was a bit of spikes up there. The influence... Count. The Living Spirit. Oh, so the spell for acid spell cost. This does 50 versus 10 stagger damage. Summons an animate spitball to damage enemies. I think the soul shard's just better. Yeah, the soul shard's better. I don't know what they were thinking with that one. Nope. Yeah, a full heart right off the bat. You gotta be kidding me. And a game that's super reliant on parrying. Like, it honestly makes me think, like, the damage is inconsequential to enemies. Like, oh goody, armored health. How lovely. And we've been everywhere, so let us move forward. Back to the boss. Just need to pick that up. Let's fight ourselves a boss. Back to the maw! Yeah, that doesn't do anything. That actually didn't do as much as I thought it would. Yeah, I think, honestly, a lot about this game is too reliant on the parrying system. Like, at least, at the very least, though, it gives you invulnerability frame, so I shouldn't complain about that. Go. Blessing of Kamoho. Attacks can instantly slay weakened foes, granting you influence in the process. And let's attach it to the body. Grants locations of special rooms. Interesting. And that's a spell. I think, like, I was honestly also tempted. Oh, that's actually cool. It actually does. It literally shows you... It shows you in depth where the special rooms are. I wish that... Okay. Really, it literally is spell immunity. Alright. Honestly, I don't think the shields need to be in this game. That's honestly ridiculous. Like, that... Like, it's not even... It's only World 1, 2, basically. And you're already throwing something like that at the player. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, they clearly did not have good QA testing. Beat influence out of enemies. Sure, I'll actually take that. And it's sad because, like, a potential for rogue games to be something different than Binding of Isaac and stuff, it'd be nice, honestly. Oh, it's locked. Kinda wish you had said that, actually. Are you still? Yeah, you're still alive. Max health up. Dude, that's honestly what you need to see more of. Aim true. You have 3 attempts. Uh-huh. Really? Wow, game. That is... Like I said, event rooms are the worst in this game. If I could say any... like, that's the worst... The worst part about them is that it's just too polarizing. It's like they put in, like, Kaizo-like stage. I don't even have a key. I don't even have a key to even go up against that boss. Oh, you're kidding me. Not the Burrower again. Thank goodness the Burrower is actually pretty easy. Is overall an easy kill. But if he doesn't cooperate, or, in other words, like just a straight attack from the bottom, Kinda sucks. Spells explode on impact. I'm gonna go with the increased damage again. Like, I like the concept. And, like, you can definitely see, like, the art style is also decent, too. Like, it went for a very minimalist style. Problem, though... is that you have to learn how to parry every single character's attacks. Sometimes you just don't get anything. There you go. Yeah, this game did not need a shield mechanic. I'm sorry, that... it did not need a shield mechanic at all. Like, the parrying is nice, if you can get it down. But that's the problem, is the question, can you actually get it down? I need to get to that shop. If that shop does not have health. And I think that's why I liked Hand of Fate. Like, Hand of Fate did it right. It didn't, like... it focused, obviously, the post-Moan story, and it used the Arkham City combat, which made things easy for them. At the same time, it wasn't punishing. Go to the shop. A whole heart is 20. Spirit of the Dragoon is 50. The spell... combine the heart. I don't remember what Spirit of the Dragoon did. Astral Mine. Oh, so it was a breath. Do I have anything on my character sheet? I have nothing on my character sheet. Like I said, I think this game needed to pay out a lot more. I'm actually just gonna take that. Jump height up. Okay. That's what Dragoon does, that makes sense. Like, I'm already, like, just to let you know, there's only 4 seasons. So it's not exactly long, it's just absurd. This game is just absurdly difficult. Well, it's nice to know at the very least. Or jumping. Now, that's the other thing, like, if you make event challenges and such, like, obviously everything is going to be affected, so going through more platforming sections can be very difficult. Ooh. Ah, come on. I really hate a lot of these enemies. Please give me health. I don't need spell damage. There we go, that's what I need. What's in the... Breath of Loki. Okay. There's another chest in there? I thought I already got the chest. Okay. Oh, it must be the, it's the special ability for the, from the spirit. That's what I'm seeing. Whoop, gotta be careful. I really hate those enemies. Game is really too reliant on parrying. You gotta, like, I'm honestly, I'm more salty than I am from playing Streets of Rage. Oh no, you don't. The game is just giving me the wrong items. The worst part is I dashed, and I still ran into the projectile. This is just a really rough game. It is a really rough roguelike game. That is ultimately punishing. For, I think, the wrong reasons. Like, it basically just needs to give more items. More items, enemies need to be a lot easier. Like, if they're staggered, I'd honestly expect to get a kill. I really do. Yeah. Really? Yeah, something tells me the programmer did not think about their drop rates and such. Like, having a good drop rate throughout your game is critical. I'd also wish he'd consider, like, how much damage gets done to your, yourself. Also, I just realized what the blink attack is. The blink attack is an auto-charge system. I don't need... The game does not need to give you 3 keys. It does not need to give you 3 keys right off the bat. You have got to be kidding me, game. Also, the game does not tell you what the heck's in the pits. Or if there is a pit. That's another problem with this game. Well, how much do I actually care about? Okay, you take a whole heart of damage from that. That is brutal. Blade of the Seeker. Sure, an auto parry. Not a single heart. Time for Grunty. Can I actually... I gotta see this. Okay, no. There you go. Increase dash length. Bounces off sources. Really wish this game was a lot easier. Well, maybe not easier, better designed would probably be the better term. Like, it really did need... The developers really need... And that's the sad part. Like, you really do have this booming generation of people who've been raised around games and basically are now old enough to create their own games and such. You've gotta be kidding me, game. You need to die in one hit. I'm sorry. Like, the game gives me three keys right away. 10% to reduce swing time decreased by 2 seconds. No, that's actually not something I want. Not really a ninja's mace, honestly. I mean, I think ninja, I think fast. I really hate... Like, I could easily... I'm starting to see why I didn't really commit to playing through this game. There are drastic flaws with this game that are fundamental. And that's the problem, honestly, this next generation has. You basically have this sprawling indie movement because nobody's really hiring game developers or developers of any sense. Good job. So it's like people are just trying to find, you know, it's like, what do you do if you can't get a job? You make a job. And you take your chance, you try and tell your story or create the experience you want people to find out through playing your game. But then you realize, like, because you have no mentor to really help refine or just let you know, it's like, this is why your game is terrible. And this is what you need to do to fix it. Makes it kind of difficult, especially when you try and make it more complex. It's like, there's a huge difference between something like making Space Invaders. I was actually thinking about streaming Space Raiders, actually. That was actually going to be the other game I was debating on. Like, it honestly would have been this or Space Raiders. And that's the boss. Like, Spring needs to give you a weapon, needs to give you a weapon or a spell, something to do damage. Ugh. Just keep attacking. Attack as frantically as possible. Hope to God you actually can stun them. Grunty! Earthquakes. I mean, that's the one thing, is like, if you... The moment you add something as complicated as, like, a parry mechanic, you have to make that super generous. Especially when there's such a gigantic delay. Shields did not need to exist in this game. I don't know what they were thinking when they added the shields. A nice idea. But man, oh man, that's just rude. That's rude for having that type of system. Especially if it stuns you. That's the other problem. It actually stuns you. Give me a good reason why that should actually stun me. VX the Dragoon. 5% chance for blessing on hit effects. Spells ignore shields. Interesting. I'm actually gonna leave that weapon there. That's not the weapon for me. That is a split second for parrying. Komomo hungers. Feed him the weak. Alright, did we feed him the weak? What? Get off. Pupil's curved blade. Heal a quarter heart after picking up a stat boost. Yeah, sure. Let's actually take a risk on that. I can... Well, at least I'm back to full health. I'm honestly willing to give that a chance. What's this go? What does it mean? I wonder what it means by stat boost, honestly. Really? A key? Alright. I have 6 keys. This is 1, 2, and I have 6 keys. There's nothing for me to use it on. Ah, come on. Why are they spellcasters? Don't even know why. Oh, it should not be that soon. That took way too much. Bestows initial jump. Basic attacks may launch foes skyward. Interesting. Alright, I'm grabbing that half heart. I still think this game should have honestly been more inspired by The Legend of Zelda. Or at least have a better way for players to heal. I'm actually surprised it killed him. I don't even know what killed the lizard or the worm. Oh. It's like offering the slowest baseball, and you swing, and somehow you still end up missing. A key for an event room. Alright, well, we have plenty of keys. Osiris offers powers from the afterlife. Choose wisely. Spirit of the Dwarf, Spirit of the Harpy, Spirit of the Blessed. Spirit of the Blessed. Increased chance on blessings. Seriously? That's a bit redundant. You can have more blessings. Why? The game should give you a steady pace of blessings. And max mana. No! There. Alright. That was a panic moment. Thank goodness we made it through. % to stagger damage. Another event room. More powers from the afterlife. Spirit of the Nimble, Spirit of Wrath, Spirit of the Thief. I'm down for Spirit of the Thief. Grants lockpicking. Okay. You know, there's no such thing as enjoying things to be simple. There's no shame in enjoying things that are simple, especially when you use a very minimalistic style. Should never be a shame in using a minimalistic style and having minimalistic gameplay. Rogue Legacy understood that. It wasn't complicated by any means. Just give me health, please. 50 influence, very nice. I could actually buy a heart. Alright. Keys, a whole heart, Spirit of Resolve, Chakram Volley. I'm buying the heart. Might as well buy the Spirit of Resolve. Increased invulnerability time. Really? How many? I guess you could have a lot of them, actually. Increase effect. Oh, increase effect chance on blessings. Okay. Okay. Like, if this was really just like a straight-up hack-and-slash game that did things as simple as possible, I think this game would have been a lot better. Maybe not have your enemies hit as hard. And it's like, it's clear, it's like, they even, you know, you can see they put in a lot of effort, they went the extra mile, and they even made, you know, there's a lot of nuance with mechanics. Hell, I did not expect to see you here. Okay, that would explain everything then. Okay. Interesting. You just have so much more. Okay! Okay, that counts as a melee attack. Understood. That is way too fast. I don't know what they were thinking. Oh, you're kidding me. You are kidding me, game. This is... No, I don't think I can do this. This is too brutal. I like the concept. I think that's the... Like, I'll say this thing about TV. It's 12 Biscuits when he did the whole, what the, you know, WTF is. The downside of just simply having a first impression is that if you don't dig deep enough, you'll often find that even though there's the best of intentions, and there's stuff you can like about it and appreciate it, does not mean it'll actually be good. And that, I think, is, like, this is honestly a case example. Like, just getting a first impression is not enough. You really, if you're really, there's a point where you do need to inform consumers if there actually is something wrong with the core gameplay or the core gameplay cycle. Like, this game has that problem in spades. Like, when you have something so minimalistic and you had such an... And I'm just gonna say it is an advanced combat system. This is an extremely advanced combat system. If anything, it's too advanced for its own good. This combat system is too advanced for its own good. It honestly is. Like, this should have honestly been... Like, I'm trying to think, like, how you fix something like this. I really am trying to figure out a way, like, how you can fix something like this. Because there's only so much you can do. Okay, so you can't parry the boss attacks. That kind of sucks, honestly. That actually really does suck, just to let you know. Like I said, this game has a lot of core problems that... I'm sorry, how do you expect that? How? Like, what do you want from that? Really? Like, I'm sorry, but being a parrying master is not in most people's protocol. Blessing of Itzli. Attacks may petrify foes. I'm going back for that heart. I just noticed there's a heart there. Any amount of health you can get is better than none. Some heart. There you go. Perfect. I think one thing I think most rogue games probably actually do right is that they made damage you take either be a simple value of 1 or 2. This game has it from 1 to 4. That's rough for having a game like that. And like I said, realize that I'm only still playing the first 2 levels, the first half of the game. And it's crushingly difficult. It's not something to exactly be inspired by or inspire confidence when the most basic enemies, like when your combat system has such gigantic flaws. Oh crap. Like, I commend them for, you know, really going the extra mile here. Oh, oh, okay, that's the sign that they're being petrified, okay. I was like, how would you show that the enemies are being petrified? Photographer's hand. This one is... Wait, increased chances reveals the map. People pay attention when you use a weapon like this. Ooh. No, whoops. Ah, crap. Which one did I equip? Reveals the map. No, that's not what I want. I'm actually okay with not knowing what's in my immediate vicinity versus the chance to get something from pots. Of course, we can see just how well that's working out. How are you not dead? Like, this really should have just been a regular old hack and slash. Where am I taking... Oh, it's the pot. Really? Seriously, game? This is only the first level. A slow fall while casting. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, I already have the Blessing of Scotty known for everything. Launched foes freeze an area around their impact point. Greatly slows arrow descent while casting spells. Spells chill and slow foes. Let's go for chill and slow. We're not going to be able to enjoy it for long because this game doesn't give you any combat endurance at all. Like, this is not even a get good situation. It really just shows when you make a combat system and enemies are so fundamental, their only thing is to attack. But there's nothing to deter them from attacking. But when you also add a extremely complicated combat system... Come on. You're not helping the player become better at the game. Honestly, there's not much I can do to become better at the game. Especially also when you're dealing with a roguelite that doesn't even give you a speck of health. Like, the amount of health that you need from this game is absolutely ridiculous. Armored health. whole heart. Grab that. Armored health is literally just a, is literally just one hit. It basically is 1/4 of a heart. Which honestly sucks. It is probably actually the worst of the worst of the worst. And also, that thing does not actually petrify... Like, my weapon buff does not petrify enemies. And what the hell hit me? Oh, it wasn't dead. How lovely. Big thing when you have a very minimalist design. You have to. And I mean you have to. That actually petrified him. You have to make things incredibly simplistic. This is incredibly complicated. Oh, he's actually dead. That's actually surprising. Also, I don't like how the enemies will always be alive. Spells push foes back and stagger them. I actually wanted to confirm if you can replace blessings, so apparently you can. Like, this is... I understand this is their only... This company's only game, and this, like I said, this was based in... This was made back in 2014, but that's... Why did they even put in a shield mechanic in this game? I don't know why. It is probably one of the worst decisions I've seen for a game like this. Keep your combat simple, and your players will be happy. I don't know who decided. I have a vision of making this game incredibly complicated. Like, you actually have a very nice combat system. You really do. But you're not letting people enjoy it because you're always throwing all these random mechanics or random things that just don't let players actually have any fun. Like, I honestly think it would be fun to just knock about the enemies like this. But then you throw in a shield, it's like, okay, great, now I can't attack him from the front, then that makes him immune to magic. Why even have that? And the only way to even get around that is like, oh, did you get a lucky... were you lucky enough to get a blessing? Well, no, you don't give us any blessings. You don't give us anything at the start of this game. Like, nothing is given. That actually is not really good, a good spell. Ah. Healer's Gotta. 85 damage. 5+5 to weapon blink range. Increases chance from heart drops. Yes! I will be more than happy to take that. Anything that can give me health, I'll take it. I think this was the reason why I didn't actually... I dropped this game hard. I'm gonna give it a shot to try and beat this game, but... before the end of the month, but honestly, I have no promises towards this, because... a bad game, you know... this is a game that clearly had too much thought. Someone put way too much thought into this game. And clearly also made it way too difficult right off the bat. This was way too difficult right off the bat, like... Also, don't make your pots mimics. Seriously, never make your actual chests mimics in a roguelike game. Especially in a melee-based one. In a melee-based one, you have to give the player some sense of health. You're here to make the player enjoy the struggle to victory. Not to freaking make them hurt. Spirit of Disruption. Oh, that's a breath. You don't even get to enjoy anything from this game. That's the core problem. You don't get to enjoy anything. Nobody gets to enjoy anything. It's like, just get good. And enemies don't need this much health. This is ridiculous. Enemies do not need that much health. All it gives you a chance to revisit your past. I feel renewed. I lost my... Why? I'm actually gonna check something. Why would you make... Okay, so what just happened there was I just lost an entire heart container. I mean, I got all my health back, but you gotta be kidding me. That's your blessing? Oh my god, this indie game developers need mentors. Something fierce, or this upcoming generation. Like, my biggest problem, honestly, this current generation of game development has just been spotty at best. Like, the games that are succeeding just have no polish, no tender love and care. And it makes it really difficult to enjoy a game. Also, if you have a stagger system, let me just actually stagger an enemy. Oh my god. That is a... This is the worst. That was terrible. That was terrible on so many levels. That was a gigantic range for no reason. Okay, what's Grunty have that's extra? Oh, come on! You put landmines. Why? Why landmines? This is... Okay, so I can actually block that. Get out of here. Alright. I've already sucked this place dry from all its health. Well, at least we made it to late summer. Like a new personal best. Like, I really question a lot of the game design decisions. It's like, you give the players such a small battle arena to try and do something with it. And you have so many mechanics that just aren't used. Or not introduced. 150... Seriously? 150 influence? Okay, I'm sorry, but if you're making me play baseball here, at least let me enjoy baseball. Please be health. Thank you, it's health. One chest gives wealth, one gives poverty. You win. Test your luck again? No. I'd like to find a shop, though. No! Get away! That is such a gigantic... Why are you not dead? What the hell? Okay, it's a flame shield. Why would you give someone a flame shield? a flame shield. You think that's actually a smart design decision, to give the enemies a flame shield out of nowhere. Keep your combat simple. This is why, like, that's the downside of Total Biscuit's success, honestly, is when you have... First impressions are nice. First impressions are important. They really are. I'm not going to disagree with that. What I will disagree with is the reason why you go deeper into the rabbit hole is to see if there's actually something flawed. Like, this is a mess. Like, this is actually, like, in retrospect, like, at the front, if everything was like last spring, great, awesome, this is good. But because you're adding spike walls, you're adding shield mechanics, you're adding all these extra little things. This is not a good game because of that. You're throwing in things that the players shouldn't even actually have to deal with. And the player won't even know what to deal with it until it actually happens. And you'll give... Because your issue here for that is that you just don't have a toolkit for it. It's supposed to be doing damage to someone else. Like, there's no reason for these mages to be more powerful than they actually are. Oh, this'll die rich. Why? Why do you design your enemies to be so bad? Unlocked a total of 15 blessing definitions. Defeated Grunty in spring and summer. Like, that's the other part, that's the worst part. It's like you have all these spirits, they're not dropping. They don't exist. Like, you created this game that's chock full of content, and you don't even let your players actually experience it. Like, your combat system is overly complex when it needed to be simple. Your minimalist style is working against you when you don't make your enemies easily fellable. Like, 1 to 2. Like, just give them amount of health, make sure your damage actually matters, so your combat feels impactful. If you don't do that, you're not gonna get people to be interested in playing your game. Like, half of the time, I'm honestly wondering what... You know, a smaller actual model might actually be a better idea there. You create these incredibly small battle arenas. Okay, that apparently also decreases your... Makes sense, honestly. Right, get out of here. This game did not need a parrying system. It really should have been, you see the worm, get the heck out. Or make things weak to another element. Like, I'll be honest, the reason why I don't really use the spells in this game... Really? Alright, it can land there. It can land there. Breath of Loki. Like, everything else in this game should be dropping, but, like, everything that shouldn't, that's not dropping. Everything that needs to drop is not dropping. Everything that is dropping. Or everything that needs to drop doesn't drop at all. Like, these chests should have blessings. Like, how many spots do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 spots for blessings to increase your stats. We have barely even scratched like 1% of what they actually let you do in this game. There's no purpose for that. I don't even know why I'm doing it to you. Why do you just do no damage in this game? Like, I'm squeezing out as much damage as I can from this. Really wish there was a way to cancel your attacks. Or from your parry. Let's see. Against location of special rooms. Let's see what magic does. Spells seek nearby enemies. A homing attack. Interesting. That'll actually make things very interesting. I'm actually going back for the heart. This is ridiculous. That's why the other downside is that you'd have to backtrack a lot when playing this game. Like, do you need a heart? You most likely will. You gotta do a lot of backtracking. This game just needs so much more stuff to drop. Heart health, give me that whole heart. Thank you. Oop. The game is honestly too hard for its own good. It made everything way too complicated than it should have been. Like, rogue games are great. Like, the reason dungeon crawlers and stuff are great is because they're just focused on a simple concept, and they just focus on that and don't try and make it incredibly difficult for no reason. Because you'd have to really consider enemy AI. I got lucky there, I will tell you that right now. Like, I'd honestly say the loot tables for each area here would have been a better decision. Like, all right, it's you know, it's early spring, or it's the spring. Here's the loot table, or here's what we should be giving the player over anything else. How good does that actually? Like, even the blink. I don't even understand why they put a blink mechanic in this game. I really gotta be honest about that. That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, they really gotta make that... They really should have made that blink window a lot bigger, especially when the entire time you're stuck and can't do anything. Like, this game is a lot more fun when it's just a simple hack and slash. Heavy Flying Axe. 116 damage, 4% damage to deal. Grants a bonus air jump. You don't really need double jump in this game. This is actually one of the few times you don't. I like the damage. I like the damage. Like, that's... One of the problems is, like, it's hard to feel like your actual normal attack. Your core attack in this game does not feel impactful at all. It really doesn't. I'm gonna be honest. Why does your parry system suck so much? Like, the two things that honestly should have been your best things is your spell casting, and that doesn't even kill anyone. This is gonna be a very difficult game to beat, all for the wrong reasons. Like... Oh god, it's a fight room. I don't know who thought this... Come on! Spirit of the Ocean. Mana equals damage. Damage increased based on current mana. It's not enough. You have to give your players a fighting chance, and this game doesn't do it. This boss is also terrible, I will tell you that right now. I don't know if I could do this game. This game is just that bad of a game. Like, never mistake someone saying brutally difficult for being poorly designed. You don't have the right to call your game brutally difficult if your game is poorly designed. Or, in this case, it's poorly designed because it tried to do too much. Like, that honestly should... Like, we're fighting the first enemies here, and these guys aren't even dying to your most basic attack combo. That's how that's how poorly designed this actually is. Something that should be simple, something that should be fun, is not fun because even though you might have had a good first impression, you're not given enough tools to succeed in the run. Like, you have to give your players something. Like, look how much I'm doing just to actually get the basics. They'll always blink. Like, I don't even know why they made the parry system. The parrying is the worst. Like, I expect to do parrying from a game like Dark Souls. And even then, the window for that is a much bigger. Also, if you're gonna play Metroidvania, don't play with spike traps. Spike traps are terrible if you're gonna do that. Or, more specifically, at the very least, mark it on your mini-map. If you're not gonna mark it on the mini-map, you can't expect your players to have fun. Like... This is the worst. Look at that attack range. And look at that flop. One whole heart. You should not... Yeah, that pair, this pair, like, this game sucks. This is where everything just falters on its face. It doesn't give you enough resources. Its combat is overcomplicated. It doesn't tell you if the enemies are honestly too strong for their own good. So in other words, you have poor itemization. And the only positive is honestly maybe the art style, which honestly I'd say is a hit or miss, depending on the person. You just don't do any damage in this game. Like, this game, you just have to, it's about the parry. Nothing else matters but the parry. I'll be honest, like, you don't need the max mana. Like, this game also would have been fine actually just giving you as the health you have is fine, but they need to honestly reduce the damage. They need to reduce the damage, they need to actually make the game not about parrying. Like, how much parrying I have to do is absolutely absurd. And not to mention, the parrying in this game is a very poor mechanic. It's very poorly done. It's too difficult because it's a one-frame parry. And yet you're paralyzed for over 2 seconds. Like, you flop a parry, you're just welcoming damage, and that can be from a maximum of... from the very least, a quarter heart to a maximum of an entire heart, if not more. I don't even know why they allowed that much damage to actually be done. Like, if you're gonna make your health spawns rare, you've gotta give people something to work with. Like, it's powerful. It's probably actually the only reliable damage you have in this game. It really is. And that's a sad thing, actually. Like, here's the hard part. Like, numbers mean everything. And yet this is one of the few times this game actually introduced numbers on such a poor... It's a very poor use of numbers. There's no real hard feedback if I know I'm going to be doing more damage. Like, I'm doing more damage, but it's hard to tell if it's enough. Like, how is this making the combat easier for me? So I do 3, and... okay, the mages are actually pretty weak enemies. Like, this is not a good game. By any stretch of the imagination. I'm sorry, but this is actually... Never listen to what your first impressions are. Like, first impressions are nice, but you've got to dig deep. And you could be as long-winded as you want with that first impression of how good or bad it actually is. But if you can't examine the core mechanics and tell people, like, what the flaws... I could honestly tell Happo Studios, your problem was that you made an overly convoluted combat system for no reason at all. Or something that should have been a simple hack and slash. Why do we even have a blink mechanic? Like, how am I even gonna tell how big my explosion radius actually is? You're dealing with a minimalist game. You don't need explosions in your game. Why is your battle arenas so tiny? Like, why do players have to be the master of parrying? Like, why do I have to jump into an attack? I'm here to beat the game and not be your QA tester. Like, that's the big thing. Like, they're clear. Like, if they actually had a QA tester. Busing a Blur. Attacks causes shockwave. Interesting. That's a very interesting. I'd love to have that shop, but like, I'm trying to remember. I think it was like around 2014 was like the year of game developers. I think it was 2014, 2015. Like, I think that's when 20XX got its start. In terms of early... Like, it was around that time that everyone was really over-reliant on procedural generation. And I think this game has that same problem. Longer parry... That's just insulting. Okay, so... It's the same animation. It's the same exact animation. And the shop's behind another key again. Oh. That's absurdly better. That is absurdly better. Why couldn't that be the standard parry window? Actually, you don't actually just make the entire animation the parry window. Oh my god, you're yeah. This mace literally made the entire This mace literally just made the entire animation the parry window. And I can only be nothing but upset at the developers. And I shouldn't be angry at them. Okay, no, maybe it's not the entire animation, but it's still a lot longer. Okay, so the work class. I'm like... What? What? But why? No, why casters? Oh, come on! Really? 2 in a row? This is way overly complicated for the wrong reasons. Spells explode on impact. You know, why not? Let's just cause some booms. I would be surprised. I would be gobsmacked if they said, no, our level design were not procedurally generated. Because if every single map was actually not procedurally generated, I can only be upset at these people, because then, like, there are just so many reasons to actually be upset at this game. Is it really so hard to honestly ask for not even an easy beat 'em up game, just a well thought out and simple beat 'em up? Never mind. I'm just gonna. That's a big radius. Why? Why would you turn your pots into enemies? It's the dumbest thing. It is the dumbest. It's just dumb. I don't even... I like how this stream basically just went from me being like, alright, this could be a good challenge, and now I know why I walked away from this game the first time I tried it. Brutally difficult due to poor game design. And being way over-reliant on the parry system to do anything of substantive damage. Also, why? Just... Like, it's just better if you just attack. If you stagger an enemy, it's not worth it. Like, until I come across an enemy that says, hey, I don't care about your normal attacks. The moment I actually come across that, I'm sorry, then that's the part where you just put down the controller and walk away. Spirit of Evasion. Dodge projectiles in spell stance. Why are you even making such obscure exceptions to the rules? But not while you're casting. So you have your spell stance, and now I'm dodging projectiles. But if I press that cast, now you have to figure out where the window is. Why? Just make your game simple. God, don't even know why. I don't even know why I even tried that. Use Hailstorm. Surround yourself with a large, damaging hailstorm for 15 seconds. Also, I love how whatever your cancel button is, you'll end up doing the ability. Since mine's B, the moment I escape out of the menu, I'll auto parry. Wonderful design. Just wonderful design. Get that double input read. What? Why? Just why have them? Why do you need invisible terrain? There's not even a hint. A minimalist style does not need to hide anything. There's nothing that you should be hiding from anyone. You shouldn't be hiding anything from anyone. I still haven't even run into a key yet. The sisters. Okay. Oh, that actually does damage. Holy crap. Why? Wow, this is not well thought out at all. For the blessing below are your fire spells while dazing. Oh, well, dashing. Oh, well, that's actually interesting. Interesting. Not productive, but interesting. This is actually the furthest we've made it, and we only have one heart left. Why do you even have shields? It doesn't make sense. Why don't the enemies drop anything? That's what I'd like to know. That took half a heart. You're kidding me. Hey, there's that key I was waiting on.
Word about the community's acclaim spreads.
Hey, Savior, how you doing, man? We're playing a terrible game. There really is no better way to save this. There's no other better way to explain this. We are playing a terrible game. This is not a good rogue game. This is not a good dungeon crawler game. It is very poor game design. You lack the vitality for this sacrifice. Yeah, as if your players are actually going to be good enough to actually even have enough to sacrifice health. You don't even give players enough health. I don't know if I just ran into that. I'm done. I'm done. This is a game you should not own or buy. Do not listen. Like, the sad part is this is actually one of the few times I actually listened to Total Biscuit, and it's like, you know, I'll give this game a shot. His first impressions were positive. Boy, he missed the mark. He was way off on this one. Just like he was way off the mark with Battleborn. I mean, Battleborn was a more obvious one, like from a AAA studio. But this one, it's like the indies. You should be able to dig deep. I don't think this is actually the longest and furthest I've actually lasted. Breaths used, it's giving me all these stats like they should actually mean something, but the game gives you nothing. You have so many different mechanics at play in this game for combat. You have so many power-ups that you're denying players from even having. And you're not like, there's no proper pacing. I honestly would not be surprised. This game is completely reliant. I did 64k damage. I'm sorry, no. This is a canceled project. This is just that bad of a game. It's just that bad of a game. I'm sorry. The Blessing of Grandbois. Okay. Anything else? Nothing else. Like, it's a nice first attempt for these guys back in 2014. But it's clear. I'm actually curious. Normal mode, fastest win, 39 minutes. There are actually people who won. And there were only 38 pages. Took an hour. Took an hour and a half. People must have been walking away. My god. 5 hours. 5 hours for fastest win. I would not be surprised if, out of all the people who bought this game, Rage Mode, only 42 people beat Rage Mode. Baby Mode, this is probably about another 300 people. There shouldn't even really be a Baby Mode. Yeah, this is not a good game by any stretch of the imagination. Like, there are just too many flaws. Like, it's an overly complicated combat system that is fighting against a minimalist artistic style. And the player suffers for going up against procedural generation when the core thing this game has, or needs, is giving the player the actual resources to do a run. But because everything is procedurally generated and completely random, there is no significant way to build enough power, do enough damage, or even apply oneself with enough skill. It's not even skill, but just even accumulate enough items. Like, I think the most amount of items I got were... I got 3 items. 3 items. That was the most I've gotten in my run. Out of all those runs, 3 items. That is terrible. And I just wanted to actually take a look at something here. Let's take a look at the options here. Let's look at discoveries here. So there are 9 out of 21 discovered for 21's blessings. There's 8 breaths. There's 57 spirits. Oh no, never mind. There's I'm sorry. There's 57 spirits. There's 16 weapons. And there's 14 spells. The one thing that the game should be giving you tons of are the spirits. And yet, it's not the game just doesn't give you the actual tools to succeed, because this is a very poorly designed rogue game. Like, it's bloated. For something that looks minimalistic and should be extremely straightforward, this is the most... It's not bloated. Well, okay, it is bloated in the sense that you don't get to use any of the content in the game, but it's over convoluted that you don't get access to any of the content in the game. And that makes it difficult to play. But that's gonna do it for me tonight. I'm sorry, this is not working out. I can't do this. This is not a game you should ever beat. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Let me take a look and see who's actually streaming right now. Actually, this is not a game you should play. Yeah, no, this is gonna do it for me tonight. Sorry, guys. I'll see you guys on Monday. We'll start fresh with something else. This is the rare miss for a Beat the Backlog, but it happens. Sometimes you just run into a game that it's just not fun. But until then, take care.